What's up, everybody? So I have a question for you. How many times have you tried to make a lifestyle change? You said, I'm going to eat healthier, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And then for some reason, you have no idea why, but it just kind of fell through. You just kind of like, I have no idea why I can't do this. I want to do it. I do want to do it, but I just can't do it. Or I just haven't been able to do it. I haven't figured it out yet. So we're going to really sit here and we're going to investigate the reasons as to why we can't follow through on certain behaviors, on certain behavioral changes. Because when we try to make a lifestyle change, we do these things, man. And the best part is that it's really not your fault. It's really not our fault at all. A lot of these things have been fed to us, and you'll discover, we're going to go through the 6 things now. We'll discover why. We're really going to discover why the heck we can't, what's like in the way? What's the wall that we need to break through? So let's go through it, yeah? So top 6 mistakes we make when making a lifestyle change. And the first one, right? So you're like, oh, let me go lose weight. I want to go lose weight, right? And what's one of the first things that you do? I got to go find motivation. So finding motivation is actually the top thing that we do wrong. Motivation has become this thing in our society that said, hey, motivation's external. I need to get some. Motivation isn't something that you get. Motivation is something that you create. So when you're on Instagram and you're flipping through and you've seen all the fitness models who are, okay, so Photoshop put out this thing and they were like, oh, Photoshop is not a verb, so I don't want to use it as a verb. But when you enhanced by Photoshop, right? That's my designer coming out. When you see these models enhanced by Photoshop, it's unrealistic. You know, we're finding motivation by looking all the way down the road of what we want to look like. Probably somebody who's a different body shape than us, somebody who's in the gym for 4, 5, 6 hours a day, whose literal job it is to stay fit. And we go ahead and we follow them, and that's what we're scrolling through and seeing the whole entire time. So let's look at the word motivation really quick. So the word motivation comes from the root word motive, and the word motive means reason for doing something. Reason for doing something. So you can kind of twist your way into saying, oh, seeing that fit female gave me motivation, gave me a motive, gave me a reason for doing something because I believe I can look like her. How far do you think that's really going to take you? Let's get kind of serious here. It's not going to take you very far. It's not going to take you into a lifestyle change to want to look like her, and then you work your butt off and you never look like her because she's been in the gym for 8 years getting the body that she has. You know, a lot of people come to me, they say they want the body I have. Well, I've been working at this body for 4 years. Are you committed to doing it for 4 years? Absolutely not. So we'll get to that in a little bit, but finding motivation is one of the biggest mistakes. Now, what could you do instead, right? What can you do instead of finding motivation, like going out and searching for it over there? Go create it. You know, you don't go and find motivation. You don't get motivation. You create it from the inside out. You sit down and you really think about, okay, for me, what is it that I want to try to accomplish? So for instance, a big reason why this video hasn't been created yet is because I kept thinking I needed to look like a fitness model in order to get people to listen to what I have to say about this health and fitness thing. Why hasn't this video been created yet? Because I kept trying to find motivation somewhere else. I kept thinking that, you know, I needed to be this perfect figure. No. My motivation is to be strong. So I went to Lowe's not too long ago with my boyfriend and his dad. Home Depot, Lowe's, one of those two. And he needed sand for the horseshoe pits, right? And so for me, I work out, I bust my butt in the gym so that I could pick up the 50-pound bag of sand, throw it onto the cart, no big deal. Do you guys know how fun it is to see a male, like, surprised white guy face? You know that meme, that it is so much fun to get those reactions when I'm in places and I'm throwing stuff around as a female who's extremely strong and could probably beat out a good amount of guys. It's really, really cool and it's really fun, and that's a great motivation for me. But it might not be for you. So you'll know number 6, we'll bring that in. This will all come full circle, y'all. I'm so stoked to get there. Okay, so finding motivation is the number 1 big mistake. Don't go and find it. Really figure out why. What's your reasoning for wanting to do it? And losing a few pounds, there's a core reason, and there's a bunch of little branches of reasonings as to why you want to do something. A lot of people call it, what's your why? All this kind of stuff. Really dig deep with your specific motivation. Yeah? All right. Don't go and find it. Create it. Generate it. Yeah? Next one, number 2. Deciding on a program. Now, this is a really big one for me because the Find Your Fit program is going to be released really soon, and I'm super pumped because you're going to love it. All right, decide on a program. You know you want to do this thing, right? Like, so let's use the fitness stuff, right? You want to lose weight. So what are you being fed? I'm kind of skipping numbers here, but what are you being fed? What are you seeing out there that's going to help you lose weight? So you find motivation. You say, okay, I definitely need to lose weight to look like that girl. Okay, let me go get a program. So you find this program, or you decide on a program. You're like, I'm going to do this thing for 30 days or 40 days or however long, 21 days, however long this thing is, whatever. You decide on this program, right? You don't get to, however, decide on all the different behaviors that come along with that program in order for you to be successful in it, to really reach the goal that they are promising you. So this is how programs work, right? They have these specific set of rules. They're guaranteeing, or they're saying that you're going to get these specific set of results, and then that's it. It's this long, you have to do these things, and that's it. That's the program. It's this long, you have to do all of these different things. This is the program. So you decide on a full program. You don't get to decide on all of the different parts that are in that program. What if the program tells you that you need to eat 5 times a day, but you're a nurse that works 12 hours a day and you can't possibly take 5 breaks in order to eat? What are you supposed to do? You know, what if there's certain aspects of that program that just don't fit into your life, and you can't reshape your entire life to fit it into that program? What happens then, right? So you decide on a program when not necessarily is going to fit really well into your life. You see, I just did that. I could see myself right now, so I'm like, I like to do little biceps every now and then. All right, and you're prompted for these programs. A lot of people, the weight loss is a huge trigger right now. So hey, if I can guarantee you, or I can promise you that you're going to lose a certain amount of weight in a certain time frame, you're super pumped because you have a wedding coming up, or you have something coming up where you need to lose that weight in that time period. But here's the thing, in order for you to do that, you need to change your entire life in order to do that. And it's hoofla. Hoofla. That's made up. Hey now. It's hoofla, y'all. You can make huge changes and huge strides in your life, incorporating certain parts of health and fitness from all over the place, not one specific program, and you can make drastic changes in your life in a small period of time. All right, next, going all in. Now, I have a behavioral change certification through ACE Fitness, and I learned so much, y'all. So there's this kind of like stigma out there right now that you can change your behavior in 21 days. Let me tell you right now, that is absolutely false. How many times have you done something for 21 days and then it does not become a behavior? There's a lot of dependencies. There's a lot of different things that come into play during a behavioral change. And one of the things that's really important is how long you've already had the behavior you're trying to get rid of. How long? So if you're battling a behavior that you've been doing for 10 or 15 years, do you really think that behavior is going to be eliminated or changed within 21 days? Because you have this circuit, the way that the brain works, you have neuron pathways, right? Here we go. Say that you are an avid snacker. 7 o'clock comes around and you snack. You go and you get a snack. And you've been doing that every single day for 10 years. Every single day. So it's when 7 o'clock hits, your body knows, your brain knows, and it says, hey, so 7 o'clock is the trigger. The trigger hits the neurons into saying, time to go get a snack. I get a snack. Yeah, I get a snack. And you get super pumped and you get excited and all this kind of stuff or whatever. And how did I get to where I am? Yeah, I'm talking about behavioral change. This is because, sorry, my brain kind of goes crazy, but I know where I am now. So as you go to get a snack, right? You are reinforcing that behavior. So you're reinforcing that neuron pathway. It's very important to understand when it comes to any kind of lifestyle change. By the way, triangle is change. I couldn't fit it in there. Whenever you're trying to do any kind of behavioral change, you have to understand the way that the brain works. There's neuron pathways. Your subconscious mind wants to take over because utilizing your cognitive mind, your conscious mind, takes up, takes up a lot of energy, right? And your body wants to be super efficient and doesn't want to use a lot of energy. So if you can just strengthen a neural pathway, hey, it's really easy. It becomes very easy to just kind of get into the habit of doing it. So in order for you to say no to that 10-year thing, you have to redirect the pathway and strengthen a different pathway. Now, if you only do that 21 times, because it's a daily practice, you only do that 21 times, yes, even if you're strengthening this, and when you do take that new pathway, you're also weakening the old pathway is still stronger after 21 days than the new one, because you only have 21 days in the new pathway, and you have 10 years minus the 21 days in this old pathway. That old pathway is still stronger. But the cool thing, when you create that new pathway, it gets strong, double as strong, because it's strengthening this one and weakening this one at the same time, a new pathway. Pretty cool stuff. But here's the deal. You go all in, right? You change every single one of your behaviors. You change your eating. You change, you're starting to listen to personal development in the morning. You're waking up at a new time. You're doing all of these different stacked behaviors at one time. And what happens? It becomes absolutely exhausting. You're at the 21 days. Yes, I got amazing results. I am thinner. I'm not exactly where I want to be, but I have great results. Cool. Celebrate it. That's really, really awesome. But now what? Are you continuing all of those behaviors, or no, because you got to your goal? Which kind of brings me, not to my next point, but let's move on to the next one. You have a bad tour guide. So just to wrap up going all in, you become absolutely exhausted because there's no way, because your brain is recircuiting all of these different ways, recircling, it's using all this energy, it's absolutely exhausted. Your brain is exhausted, you're exhausted, and you're going to just default back to the old ones that are really easier. That's what's going to happen. So work on one behavior at a time to make it a real lifestyle change so that you can continue it for a longer period of time. Number 4, bad tour guides, y'all. So what's a tour guide? A tour guide is somebody, you hop on the little cart thing, you're on some sort of machine, and they're pointing you in all these different directions. They're showing you all of these different things that are going on. That's what a tour guide really should be doing. That's what a coach, if you're trying to lose weight or something of that nature, that person should be asking you diagnostic questions. Where have you been? What have you done? What is your life like now? A real coach, somebody that word and that terminology coach is thrown around a lot now. And somebody who's really going to be able to help you should be asking you a lot of questions. If they're doing a lot of telling and not asking you a lot of questions, you can be sure that they're not a very good tour guide. They're not a very good coach for you, because the truth is that you know all of the answers. You know what you need to do. You know all of the answers, and you know your life better than anybody else. If I'm coaching you, I need to figure out your life first. I need to really figure out what's down deep inside, what's really been holding you back, what here has really stunted you and stopped you and led you in a wrong direction. So bad tour guides, there's a lot of them out there. There's a lot of people that they just want you to go one way. They want you to try one way, one specific type of eating. They live by it, they breathe it, and for them it works really, really great. Believe me, guys, I have done it. I have done everything that they told me to do. I got results, but it was not sustainable for me and my life and what I have to do. For instance, low carb, high fat. I really enjoyed the eating style. If you don't know, pretty much you're cutting out carbs, you're going into a state of ketosis. Maybe you've heard of ketogenic diet, Atkins diet, that kind of stuff. I tried that. I went for it and I did it. However, me being a fitness instructor and doing steady state cardio for an hour 4 times a week does not work very well with that eating style. So that eating style did not fit into my life. I ended up getting really low energy, and it didn't fit very well. But I found myself a tour guide and just listened. I wasn't one-on-one. So to find a good one, you need to make sure it's one-on-one. They can listen to you specifically. Don't just buy some online program where you never get to speak to that person one-on-one specifically. You got to be able to do that. You got to be able to reach out to that person so they could say, oh, this, and this. They can ask you those questions and help really guide you so that you're not looking over at the lions when you need to be looking over at the ostriches. Because then you're just going to waste a lot of time looking over at the lions because they look really cool, right? But that's not what's going to really give you that lifestyle change that you want. All right, so finding a really, really good tour guide is ask questions. Make sure to ask them lots of questions, all right? Next thing, time frame. Number 5, time frame. Like I said before, we're going to go back to the behavioral change thing. A lot of people put this time frame on how long they have, until my wedding. The program's only this long. It's only this many minutes a day. Everybody is very, the mind gets very simplistic, or the mind goes towards simplicity. It really, really enjoys it. So your brain is being caught by, it's only 30 days. I can do anything for 30 days. I can go all in for 30 days and get amazing results. I can go all in. You can go all in for 21 days, 30 days, all that kind of stuff. Time frame things are great for short-term goals that are a part of a long-term plan. Time frames are great for short-term goals that are a part of a big-term goal for like a lifetime plan. But that's what it has to be. It has to be a compartmentalized time frame goal that's a part of a bigger plan. All right? A lot of the times we buy into these, we decide on a program that has a time frame, and that's the only place that we live is inside that time frame. And we're forgetting about the big picture. We're forgetting about our lifestyle. We're forgetting about who we are and what we're really trying to do and accomplish. Next up, being fed goals. And this one is really, really near and dear to my heart because this happens to me on a regular basis. This is really, really near and dear to my heart, and I see it all the time, and I see it in myself when I look in the mirror. This is one of the ones that I see, and I get really like, oh man, it happened again, it happened again, it happened again. How many times have you looked around? You are completely satisfied, right? You're completely satisfied, let's say, with your relationship. Let's say you have an awesome relationship going, right? You're doing cool things. And this happened to me. This literally happened to me. I'll tell you guys this story. And somebody on your Facebook, you're scrolling Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, whatever social media platform you're using nowadays. You're on there, right? And somebody puts up and they show this big bunch of flowers, this giant bouquet of flowers that they just received from their significant other. Your significant other hasn't gotten you flowers ever because you're not a flower type of girl. You'd rather him bring you a steak. So I am not a big flower person. They die, they're pretty, they're cute. Oh, it's cute, but they die. So I've grown up to be this person that I'd rather you buy me food than I love food, y'all. By the way, if you love food, you can still be healthy and really, really strong and do really cool things. Don't use that as an excuse to not go towards your goals. So, but what happened is that somebody in my life had been getting flowers constantly, or another person would get something from their significant other, and then they would put it on Facebook and say how awesome their significant other was. I have an amazing relationship. The Lord has blessed me with an amazing relationship. Yet I was so disappointed that I wasn't getting flowers, And now I also want to bring back that I used to be a marketer. I still kind of am. I'm still a marketer. I'm always going to be a marketer. I had a marketing major from Rutgers University in New Brunswick. Great school, by the way. Learned a ton. And I can tell you right now, as a marketer, my job was to make you feel like you needed something that you didn't need. That's my job as a marketer. I remember sophomore year of high school, I actually said, I can't wait to go and manipulate minds into thinking that they need something, and to manipulate minds into believing that they should buy this thing. And how many times do you see it? How many times have we been, and I'm just as guilty, how many times have we been swooed into believing we needed something that we didn't really need? A lot of times. So being fed your goals, that's also happening a lot. It happens. I see it all of the time. Weight loss is the number one goal. And when I ask people, is there anything else that you're trying to work towards? Is there anything else that if you did it, you'd be like, yeah, this is awesome. Like opening up a pickle jar. You know how cool it is that I'm the person that people come to open up jars that are stuck? I know it's simple and small, But that's really cool. It's really cool to be the strong person around that people can ask help from. So being fed our goals, society, marketing, you can see it all over the TV. Just turn it on, have it on for 20 minutes, and you will see a weight loss commercial, I'm sure. Weight loss, 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 weight loss. And it's really unfortunate because there's people that are trying to promote healthy living and they're not getting any traction in the marketing field because people are selling programs. They're feeding you a goal. They're selling you a program by feeding you a goal that you don't even necessarily want. They're giving you a program and all of the different parts to it so you believe that it's simple, even though it's extremely difficult because you're going all in and you're changing all of your behaviors. That's what makes things extremely, extremely difficult. And they're telling you that you're going to get all the motivation you need through the program. And there's a time frame. Tell me that you don't see all of this. You know, you're going to be guided. You're going to have somebody there. You're going to have a support system based on what we believe and how we believe you should be supported. Go ahead and tell me you don't see this as all of the different points you're being marketed to. So this one, this being fed your goals, this is the one that wraps it all together, guys. This is the one where instead of us sitting down and really deciding, okay, what would be really different if I made these changes in my life? If I made this one small change in my life, this seemingly insignificant behavior, and now that you've watched this entire video, that's where I'm going to bring it. It's all going to come down to this. Seemingly insignificant behaviors done time and time again, strengthening that other pathway of that neurotransmitter. That is where the gold is, y'all. That is where instead of beating yourself up because you had the pretzel and hummus at 7 o'clock at night because you thought it was healthy, but you ended up eating the whole entire bag of pretzels, beating yourself up the next morning, saying no, and that's all you're working on. That's all you're working on is just that one thing. Saying no again, saying no again, saying no again, saying no again. Maybe replacing it with a different behavior that you enjoy even more, like reading a book, doing squats, doing something active, playing a board game with your family. Maybe all of those different things on a different day of the week. If you like variety, if you're a person who likes variety. You know, some people really like structure. They like the same thing every single day. It gets them to sleep at night. Other people, like me, I cannot do the same thing every day. No. It's not going to work. It's not going to work for me. So, for instance, that would be a question that needs to be asked and figured out. You know, is it just saying no that's going to help you with a new pathway? Is it replacing it with something that's the same every single day? Or is it replacing it with something different every single day, making sure that you have the variety that you crave? You know, it's really figuring out who you are as a person, dealing with all this, bringing all this to the surface and awareness. Stop just feeding into these programs that are giving you the goals that they think that you should have. Yeah, nobody needs to tell me about the obesity crisis in America anymore, y'all. I've heard it over and over and over again. Nobody needs to tell us that we need to lose weight. We get it. We understand. But they strike fear, and all these different things are done to make us create goals. So I just wanted to bring all this to the surface for you. These are the biggest mistakes that we make. And I really, really hope that I cleared some stuff up for you guys. And I'm really, really grateful that you're here. I really, truly am. It's really cool to know that you care enough to really uncover stuff. Like open your eyes and see things that people aren't teaching you or people aren't just feeding you. You know, you're not just being fed. You're going out and you're finding the truth. You're going out and you're finding the things that really need to be known in order for you to make huge strides in your life with seemingly insignificant behaviors. All right, guys, I love you so much. Let me know any questions or comments that you have, and I will talk to you guys later. Leanne Claire, Coach Leanne Claire, out.